It was Linda Cheldelin that said, sharing your story is a courageous step towards healing your own heart. And with that, we welcome you to another edition of My Educational Story, a podcast series brought to you by Hybrid Academy TV, where we get to discuss inspiring educational stories of Jambites, graduates, and undergraduates. I'm your host, Zainab Olanrewaju, and today I have an exceptional guest with me who is going to take us through our academic journey. But before I introduce her, let's go on a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. And if you're just joining us, this is My Educational Story, a podcast series where we get to discuss inspiring educational stories. Our guest for today is Sewodor Victoria, a graduate of mass communication from the University of Benin. Hello, Victoria. It's good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, you already introduced me, so I would skip the introduction part.
Mm-hmm.
I am Victoria.
Okay.
I love to have healthy conversations and very interesting conversations like this one.
Okay.
I am a communications person, like you mentioned earlier. I love to work. You can call me a workaholic. I love to interact with people. I love people, and I love a lot of adventure.
Okay, so what inspired you to study mass communication? I mean, is it because, let's say, when you were young, you saw all these TV presenters and you feel like, I want to be in the TV too? Like, what inspired you to study mass communication?
Okay, I think, should I call it an inspiration? I should call it clarity.
Okay.
Since when I was a child, I always like to write. I still write a lot.
Okay.
People wonder what I'm writing. I have a lot of notepads. I just love to write.
Okay.
But then it became clearer when I got here because, it was like I got clarity because in the community you get clarity. You see people wanting to do some things and it just gets clearer. You hear about mass comm, English language.
Yes.
Then it was options of either you do mass comm or English language.
Okay.
So with time I just started to learn more about mass comm, what do they do there and all that, and it just really made sense to study mass comm. And I also had friends that were going in that line, and it was really making sense to me then. So that was why I just chose mass comm. Nothing too deep.
Okay. So what misconceptions did you hear about mass communication? Let's say, like, anything negative you heard about mass communication.
Yeah. Okay. About mass communication, I think the misconception I got when I got to school was generally about school. There was a very, like, there were, at that time, I was born in this age of technology, and also the question of if school was really worth it was coming up because people started to see things like, okay, people that didn't go to school are making money.
Yes,
what are we doing here? You get, like, what are we doing here? If after all this, what's up? Do you get? So so that's question of what are we really doing, and those were the misconceptions. So I got into school with seeing different sects of people, like majorly two different sects of people. There were people that just didn't care. Do you get? And there were people that were there, like, I want to do this, driven and all that. And I think the background came from here while in hybrid, because that was where the thing of, I want to go to school, I actually want to do this, I actually want, because I grew up seeing people making decisions for me. I'm the last child of 5. So, and my siblings are very grown up, so I saw people making decisions. But when you come here, I see people of your age making decisions, and they're like, I want to do this, I want to do this. That boldness started to come into me to stand and make my decision. So when I got into school, those misconceptions didn't really bother me in that sense. It just gave me a pathway to know the kind of people I want to mingle with. So I just, like, kind of had good circles around me, good people around me that really helped me to, shy away from those misconceptions that could, affect my educational journey and all that. And I really thank God for that.
Okay, so talking about, you said you're an advocate of school is not scam. Like, talking about that, at what point did you like fully understand that school is not scam? Is it because maybe you've connected with a lot of people, or like at what point did you think school is not scam?
Okay, so when I was in 200 level, I did diploma course.
Okay.
When I started, I did a diploma to get into 200 level. That was how I got into school.
Okay.
In 200 level, I started to ask those questions too, because I was like, you see, so during diploma, I was top of the class.
Okay.
I was like, what's more to this? Is it just to read? And do you get, like,
yes.
I started to ask self thought questions, like started to reflect about my life. Is this what I want to be doing in life? To be reading and passing exams? What's more to
it's more than
life?
That, yeah.
Like, you get. So
yes,
I started to ask those questions. I started to ask God. I started to ask people, like, what's more to this and all that. Because when you get into school, especially in this Nigeria, I don't know which school you went to, but my own school. I mean, I love my school. I mean, but when you see the lecturers and you see what they are dishing out, and you see what is really in the world as per mass communication, and you then wait and you're like, is this what I'm getting? How am I going to survive when I finish? So in that sense, actually, I think that thought of, is it really worth it, started to creep in. But then, as I said earlier, taking responsibility. Nigeria is not the reason for anybody's failure
at all.
Your parents are not the reason for anybody's failure. If I fail,
it's your fault.
I won't fail in Jesus' name, but the responsibility of that guy, take charge of your life.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, school, Federal University in Nigeria is what I have. My parents can send me to the Harvard and the all that.
Babcock.
So that's exactly. So that's what I have. So I mean, it started to dawn on me at some point that, see, if your lecturers aren't going to give you this, you go look for it. Do you understand? And God really helped me in the sense that I started to meet friends that were thinking in the same line. I have friends that are top web developers, a female friend now, and all these things started like in 200 level when we started to have these conversations. Like, God, like, if we sit down here, we don't waste away.
You need to think about school beyond the four walls of the classroom.
God bless you. Beyond, I think I wrote a poem, Beyond Four Walls.
Okay.
I wrote a poem about that, Beyond Four Walls, because I was in 200 level then. That was when those thoughts started to come. That what's more to just this lecture? I'll come to class, give me notes, and it was getting really boring. So at that point, I started to see that, okay, see the good side of school. See the good side. I made great friends in school. Wow. I met great people that are doing stuff. I was still commending one of my friends on LinkedIn yesterday evening. Like, he's doing great stuff. I'm so proud of my friends. I can see it anywhere. And I'm grateful to God for the kind of circles I got into. You get? So those are the good sides, right? If I didn't go to Uniben, I won't meet those people. Exactly. If I didn't go to Uniben, maybe I won't be thinking in this line, because I won't meet those people. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that if I had better chances of schooling abroad or anyone, my life won't be better, but this is what I have.
People fail to understand that when you get to school that you get to meet. It's not about, okay, let's say your lecturers are not doing very well, but you, at that point, you need to connect with people with people that, not just anyhow people.
Exactly.
Have the same.
Exactly. I actually interacted with almost everybody in class, with the Yahoo guys, with the people that were not serious. I think that I just had a thing. God just gave me this kind of heart for accepting everybody. But I know boundaries. I know that, okay, this person, in this my aspect of I want to make it in life kind of life, no, I can't take your advice. You understand? I can't, And even my last flat where I stayed, I stayed in a flat of 4 girls. I was the 4th person. So, they were like, I mean, God, this is the way would they do? I waste all these things. But, I think that when people interact with you, if you're a kind of person that your kind of person, they can kind of learn from you. So that is something I'm grateful for, because before we finished, they took 1 or 2 things. I still helped one of them do her CV the other day. Wow. I can see my friends, even though they weren't very serious about this, I see them. Victoria is, then during the exam time, they'll say, Victoria, come, let's do tutorial before exam. Let's do tutorial, because at some point I joined the school council in the department. We do tutorials for younger levels and even our levels. I did tutorials for my level, taught courses and all that. And it was really interesting journey. So I think that it was around that 200 level where I was confused about what I was doing, that, God started to give me clarity, give me good friends, people who were like, they knew what they were doing and gave me perspective to, okay, see what you have, make the most of it. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so can you talk about your preparation journey, your WAEC jam, post jam with Hybrid Academy?
Okay, that's really a very long journey, because almost everybody I meet and I really tell about my life and all that, I tell them that I started to know book when I started to come to hybrid. That was where I started to know book, because I was mostly average and below average. Primary school, second, I knew I was smart. Okay. Do you understand? But I'm a creative, and see, for creatives and focus, God help us. So I knew I was smart, but because I knew stuff, but I wasn't just serious like that. You get, but the rule at home is you don't repeat school, you don't repeat class. Wow. So even when I wasn't reading, we're having exams in school, I'll not read, but I will pass. That's just it. I just knew that I'll pass. So those things kind of made me know that I'm smart. Do you get? So yeah, my coming here kind of shaped me to, okay, Victoria, see, if you don't read this one, you will fail. You don't read, you don't know anything. Because they'll ask questions in class and I'll see people nobody speaking English, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. So all those things, rather than making me run into my shell, they kind of challenged me to do more. You get? Yes. Funny enough, that first jam, I didn't get into school. Wow. I got 260 something, 60 or 64, I can't remember, but I didn't get into school. So but the drill of having to read, that practice of having to take a decision. Okay, I'm going to read for this exam, I'm going to pass it. Yeah. It's gotten, we had friends, Richard, Sarah, Emmanuel, Solomon, and there was another lady, Victoria, who call each other in the midnight to read. That year I didn't get in. The second year, I went to library. I didn't come to tutorial class. I went to library. I didn't get in again. I went to library. I met Ainde in the library. Ainde also came to the library. We read. I would check to a library in summer. Sorry, did you choose the same school for the first jam and the second jam? The second jam, I think I did Unilag and Yabatech, or I wanted Yabatech. It was the second jam. I think I was not just I don't even know. That second jam was when there was a computer error. I don't know. A lot of people had 190. Okay, that they gave them extra 40. Is it that one? I don't even know. Okay. But I didn't get in. Because after I saw I think I scored 194 or something. And I really read for that. I was like, but after I opted into Yabatech, something happened. Maybe I didn't respond to one message earlier. I didn't change of course, something happened. I didn't get that. So finally went to do diploma in Uniben. Diploma course. So that drill of reading. As I went, I don't have anybody's time. I don't have anybody's time. And funny enough, it was the books that I had from hybrid. After I saw what they were teaching and everything, I just told my family when they were sending me food stuff to send my books from hybrid, because I felt like I would understand easier than what the lecturer was teaching at that time. So I just read all those books, the government books, because they were really teaching government history and all that. So I just read those books again, because I know that we've done all these things before. I read those books again and then added the extra that they gave us, and I ended up topping that class. Wow. Funny enough, because of fear, and my family, my family spent a lot of money for that diploma. I did jam that same year that I did diploma. Aside the diploma? Yes, I did jam again. That was my highest jam score. I think that was when I scored 264. So I got 2 admissions. Wow. I got on admission into Uniben Mascom 100 level, then Uniben Mascom 200 level. Yeah, so I just had to. Better, I just had to take that out. I think that's the journey actually. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back after a short break.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. And if you are just joining us, this is My Educational Story, a podcast series where we discuss inspiring educational stories. Our guest, Sewodor Victoria, is still with us in the studio, and she has spoken at length about our academic journey. So when you were in school, did you engage in any extracurricular activities?
Yeah, I did. I did. I I did actually. You want me to talk about them?
Yes, please.
Okay. I at some point I was working in school.
Oh.
I was working virtually
Okay.
in school. At some point. Okay, so while in school, my school journey is very interesting because we were always in and out of school. We were in school when COVID happened. We were in school when there was a 12-month strike. I think two strikes. We had two major strikes. Yes. Then 400 level first semester. We were about to write exam. February 14th last year.
Yeah,
there was
Valentine's
another long
gift. Yeah.
Exactly. Then we had to finish in November. So I had intervals in school. So I started working in 2020 during COVID. We were even asked to come on because of an activity that was going to happen in school.
Okay.
But apart from school and apart from just work, there was this I think it was a mass-com council that we did. A friend of mine wanted to become the mass-com president of the department rather.
Yeah.
But she didn't win. And I was one of her friends. She's also my friend too. She had plans to help students, with current trends in mass communication, help them understand what the lecturer is saying clearly, and beyond, make the course interesting and understandable for them. She had one of those things in her manifesto. So she lost the election to another coursemate. We were all in 400 level, 300 level then, when she was going to do it. And we had plans to to do tutorials. That was one extracurricular activity for me. There was church too. There was church. I was also a church member because I continued that. I love Jesus. So apart from church and work, the first extracurricular activity I had was that council. Apart from church, we started to do tutorials for younger levels. Take them through the courses that we enjoyed. I did mostly PR and advert related courses for them and all that. That was one. Then after that, when there was strike and then there was COVID, I was working with a tech company. We're capturing data, and sometimes they wanted to do a barcoding project. I was part of that project. I think that was when I started working, basically 200 level. So and from then it was just work. Okay,
so how were you able to balance extracurricular activities and school stuff? How were you able to balance it together?
Okay, so apart from the one extracurricular activity was church. You get, because I went to school for school, but there was also church part of it. And for everything you actually need wisdom. You understand? The fact that you went to school doesn't mean you should forget God.
Exactly.
I mean, so there's always a way to balance it. See, the truth is, you will always balance things in life. I'm done with school now. I still have to balance. So balance is something we should just learn as part of life. Not like when you're in school, you have to learn to balance. Balance is part of life. I have to balance my relationship with my family, my work, and then me. I'm not married, but I have a family, right? So there were times when I would focus only on work and I don't even know what's going on at home. They would just say, when did this one happen? They'll be like, you are not even in this house again. And that's really bad. It's a red flag because I'm going to marry and have my own family. And I want to work. I don't want to be a full housewife. So, balance is something we will learn. I think school is just the background to learn it.
Yes.
So if you are running away from extracurricular activities because you want to focus on school, you are just doing yourself harm because you will still have to balance in life. Now I have to balance between my life, church, work, and family. Do you understand? Because I have to build my relationship with my parents, my siblings. Do you understand? So balance is one thing that you have to learn. You have to know when to juggle things. You have to know when to shift things around and focus on one thing. You understand? You have to know when to, exams are getting closer. I start reading when the semester starts. That's my way. I start reading when the semester starts. Do you understand? Even if it's
Yes.
small, 1 hour per day. When exams are close, it picks up. But I start reading, I start taking the information in when semester starts. It helps me. Do you understand? It helps me a lot too. I would have taken a lot of information. So when it's exam, I know I'm reading for exams. I'm focusing on major things.
Like
and
those
all
that will start reading a day before.
I
don't know how they do it.
I have friends who do it too, but
Hey, God.
they know me that I'm not, and I don't like night classes.
Hey.
I don't like night classes. I like to sleep. My 5 or 6 hours sleep is although it has reduced these days. But yeah, so balance is not just for school. So it's best to just know how to put in, live life. Like, you're going to be there for 4 years. It's so boring to just focus on going to class.
4 years, no.
Okay, in Nigeria, in the context of Nigeria, not
as
4.
per strikes now.
I think I did close to 6 for a 4 years course. So
imagine.
So I just laugh at people that they'll say, I want to focus on school. When you finish school, you're going to have to balance life.
Exactly.
You will do life. So just take it as part of life. This is your life. You're going to be in school. So really live. Have friends. Go with your friends. And also, not like you'll not be partying every time. But at least there's always
going
wisdom.
to clubs.
I'm not a club girl, but funny enough, I have friends that do the club life. Do the kind of loud life, and they still do well in school.
Wow.
Do you understand? That's like something to learn from. Like they live the large life in school and they still do well. Do you understand? So how are they doing it? That are me. I cannot do it. I'm not going to parties where they are shouting, they are blowing speakers in my brain. So what can't I do? So balance, I think we should just learn it. It's part of life. If you really want to do well in life, you have to balance things.
Okay, so how would you describe your life after school? Like now that you're done.
Oh, okay. So I think I put up a post I think a month or 2 back on LinkedIn about how that, we just take this breather. I'm done with school, thank God. Nah. So we just take this breather. Finally, I'm done with school. No more lecturers doing this. No more lecture. I think that you should actually be scared when you feel that way.
Exactly.
Because before you know it, it gets stale.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when you finish school, I think that's when learning starts, especially if you finished from a federal school in Nigeria. Not even a federal, if you finish from a school in Nigeria, I think that's when learning starts. I think you don't even stop learning in life. If you stop learning, you die. Do you understand? So life after school is like I'm still in school. I'm not going to lie. It's different in the sense that I don't have to sit down in classes, but I have courses to take. Do you understand? I have books to read. I'm reading books. Sometimes I don't even have the time to sit down with a physical book. I have to do audio books. I finished one yesterday. I still have one that I'm doing on YouTube. It's an audio book. And after that, there's another one again to read. Do you get? Like, that is life. That is just life. I think when we settle the fact that, there's a school life, there's a this life. Life it's all connected. So life after school, I think that
it's another life on its own.
It's another, it's another life on its own. But I think that the work is more after school because now you have real life things to work with. You have demands. I'm talking, it's not like they are teaching you how to manage projects on paper and lecturer is giving you, no, you have real life. If you don't do what you are meant to do, things will fall apart.
Yes.
Do you get? So it's like when somebody that did surgeon, medicine and surgery is in school and they're telling them, this is how you dissect the body. But this one, somebody is going to die if you don't know your stuff.
Exactly.
Do you get? So I think the work is more after school. To be honest, my back is aching me because I walked all through yesterday. Do you get? So I think the work is more, and I'm still working. Especially if you are working in the brand and communications industry, you almost don't have a 9 to 5-ish kind of work. I was very pissed. I slept almost pissed out because, I manage communications between clients and all that. And the client was just pissing me off. My boss had to come. He said,
you need to be patient.
Victoria, just sleep. Don't worry. Don't respond to any message again. Just sleep. Do you understand? I had to go back to that this morning. I could say, is that my 9 to 5? Today is Saturday. No. So you see that the work is more.
Yes,
it's more so, but we thank God because if you stop, I think that when you stop working, you stop living. When you stop working, you stop living because work is something you look forward to.
Even the rich
every month.
Are still working.
Who am I? God, I beg. Who am I? You get? So work is something you wake up and you look forward to. Okay, I have to do this. So when you wake up and you don't have anything to do, don't know. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so what advice do you have for students preparing for WAEC, JAMB, post-JAMB? Like, what advice do you have for them?
Okay, I would say that I have a strong, I don't even want to say it's my mantra. Mantra sounds very, very, but I have a very strong philosophy in life. Whatever you do, do it with all, do it as unto the Lord. Yeah. But whatever you are doing, do it well. Do it well. Give in your best. You're preparing for jam, you're preparing for exam. Give it your best. So don't be in the place of, oh, some people, that lady, she read, she did not pass. She read, she did not pass. So all those things are beyond passing the exam. There's a learning going into you.
Yes.
Do you understand? It doesn't mean that it's not ready to pass. Please, so pass. So no. I mean, time is going now. You don't want to be. Don't waste time, please. You get, because school is still going to be there. So there's no need to waste all the time. But give it your best shot, and go to school with a mind of, with an open mind. Be flexible to shift things around. Be flexible to learn. Be flexible. Don't be too emotional about school. Oh, that our lecturer is not teaching us.
Even when
those
they tell
complaints,
you that it's hard to get A in so schools, don't take it.
Don't be
too
personal about this federal government is doing. That's not your business, really. It's not. Don't be emotional about Nigeria. If you're emotional, you die. You die young. Nigerians, we've learned to laugh at our. It's true. Don't be emotional. Just take responsibility. Pass the exams. If you're not paying for your form, somebody is paying.
Yes.
You should take that with some gratitude and some gift. Some people don't have that. To be honest. Even I don't know how much they sell the form now, but some people don't have that. Some people have to work to pay. Even if you have to work to pay, thank God that you have the opportunity to work to pay. So I mean, that should sink in, that you have this opportunity. Make the most of it. Give it your best. Go into school with an open mind. Make friends.
Good friends.
Yes. Meet people with like minds, or even if you are not like mind, you know where you are going. Meet people that are there, that know better than you. Exactly. Don't be in a circle where you know the best. It's not the best place to be. Be in a place where people around you know well. You understand? If there are 5 wise people, they are not 5, they are 6, because you are the 6th person. If there are five foolish people, they are not 5, they are 6, because you are the 6th person. So your circle really matters. Even in everything in life, your circle matters. So that's I think I have covered. Did I advise well? I think I have covered that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of today's edition. Follow us on our social media channels to get more educating and entertaining educational stories. Till then, stay safe. Bye.